A lot of our students didn't really know they would be interested in doing anything in audio in terms of speaking and doing radio, but a lot of them just love to talk.
Finding an outlet to allow their voices to be heard.
Yeah, leave the young thing alone.
It's just like, oh wow, look at him. When he first got here, he wasn't doing nothing. He was just sitting here, yes, no, I'm okay. And now he's like, okay, I want to go in the Beat Lab.
The Music Resource Center, creating a place where teens can grow, learn, and make music.
I just am grateful to have a relationship that's more like a family than it is just a counselor-student relationship.
Developing lifelong relationships while achieving their dreams. From WLWT, this is Let's Talk Cincy, presented by Western and Southern Financial Group. Put our financial strength behind you.
Research shows after-school programs can help keep young adults out of trouble. If you appeal to their interests, you help boost their confidence and teach them productive ways to express themselves. Hello, everyone. I'm Curtis Fuller, and welcome to Let's Talk Cincy. Plato once said, music is a more potent instrument than any other form of education because rhythm and harmony find their way into their inward places of the soul. The Music Resource Center Cincinnati works with teenagers of all musical abilities from 7th to 12th grade. It's a place over in Walnut Hills that is fostering creativity and self-confidence.
Here at Music Resource Center, we cover everything audio, whether that be multi-track recording, beat making, podcasts, which includes creating your own weekly radio show, to live sound. But we have rhythm instrumentation here, like guitar, bass, drums, piano. And we have staff here and volunteers and interns that help us with specific instruments. We get students who come in for tours and they seem like they like it, but they're unsure. We try to connect with them on, maybe they're interested in something else that are not music, whether it be movies or video games or shoes or, whatever. Anime is a big thing here.
I would come in and there'd be a whole bunch of guys or young ladies that are coming in, and even when they're not making music, we're all sitting around a table and we're playing Smash or we're just talking about the day. And, I think you do realize that more people are the same than they are different. So it was just good making friendships, and they're still my friends.
Hopefully they see the space and they're really like, so seeing is believing when you come here. You could talk about it all you want, but you have to see the space to really get the idea of what's going on and the magnitude of it.
It's a tool and an outlet for students to get to know themselves more. And I'm grateful that it's accessible. Your kid can get involved and be as creative as they can be.
The students choose their own path. So whatever they're interested in, they can choose that path, and we help them with that. There's really no strict policy. We just want them to venture and figure out what they want to do. We try to encourage them and say, we're just here to be a space that you can come to and meet other like-minded students.
All this talent that is here is unbelievable. I think it's really helped to just see other talented people. And I think things like taking music seriously has really helped because of course people came and gone, and it just really helped to see how driven some of the people who went here were on music. And just seeing the number of people who were into music and just seeing their drive really inspired me.
For students to be able to learn about this place, to learn and gain a lot of experience and knowledge with all of this technology and equipment for just $2 a month, and you get to be ahead of the game. That's the biggest thing. You not only you get to use this stuff, you get to be ahead of the game and be able to take those skills and move it forward when you're out of high school, which is a huge blessing, and it just sets you up for a better future.
What's nice about our artist program is we want to hone in and make sure those students know how to use the equipment and use the software. Because it's not cheap stuff, and we want to make sure they know how to use it properly so they get the best sound that they can. So it's really, I kind of look at it now as this lesson, step-by-step lesson program for our production and engineering students.
$2 a month, Monday through Friday. You're getting fed, snack, and dinner. You're getting state-of-the-art music equipment and getting to meet other creatives in your own field and being able to come together to a space like this that you wouldn't even think exists in Cincinnati. When I was in high school, if I'd known about this, I would have been in here. Luckily, I found out in college, but still, I would tell them, you're missing out. You need to come by. You can't beat this. Now that I'm out of college, I realize you have to pay for all this yourself.
Coming up.
When I was growing up, we didn't have this type of program. So seeing them so young and being so passionate about it, it was just inspiring.
Finding common ground. From the recording studio to podcasting. The different outlets to learn about music. When Let's Talk Cincy returns.
You had to go so soon, buttons smelled off like sweet perfume. As we dance for hours, your slow dance is good.
There are students that may not be inclined to music per se, but just find a safe space just to come hang. If it's to chill, it's to kick it and to do homework or something like that, making it a space where people who outside of this space may feel like, do I bring something here? Do I bring value here? And it's like, yeah, you do. Even if you just want to come and kick it. And we've had students do that. And I think the value of seeing kids who never tried something, do something and get excited about it, and they're creative and the steps that they're making and progress they're making, and feel good about it.
I would have not have even sang in public. I would have not have even wanted to sing. I would have been scared, and it would have been so hard for me to just talk to a person.
It's like a different variety of the reason why majority of the kids come here, but when they do, they all get along. They, we have some of our veteran kids who help our younger ones, and just seeing them work together and evolving is just like, oh wow, look at them. When he first got here, he wasn't doing nothing. He was just sitting here, yes, no, I'm okay. And now he's like, okay, I want to go in the beat lab, or I want to go in the Go studio.
And that's what the beat start.
What was engaging for this is just not only the resource, but the access and the quantity of things they have for kids to be just experimentative, creative. And I think with a lot of things, music and art can be under-supported or under-resourced.
My school doesn't have specials. Yeah, no music, no art, no computer class, yeah, none of that.
It's cool that a kid can come and they like, I don't know. They can come if they just hanging with their friends or want to sit in the studio with their friends and try something.
We don't pressure the students to do one thing. We tell them to try everything. You never know what you might be into until you do it.
When I was growing up, we didn't have this type of program. So seeing them so young and being so passionate about it, and so it was like, oh my God, they're so creative. Especially some of the teens who were learning how to write their own songs.
The fact that they have that opportunity, where me, growing up, I had some choices of doing some things, but a lot of it was very niche to just one thing. But here it was just like a free-for-all. And with that being said, it's like the jack of all trades, but you might not be the master of none. So the fact that you can actually do podcasts, you can do production, you can do studio, you can learn an instrument. It's just knowing that you have that option to be able to do that.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
Some of them be missing out on interaction at home because their parents either they're working full-time or they are in school, so they come here for that interaction.
We're always happy to help to kind of be a safe space for youth.
We have some, they're experiencing issues at home and need help with community resources and things that we have helped in the past.
Some of the students maybe can't come as much because of transportation. We'll see different students during the summer because it's easy for the kids to get on a bus and come here. I mean, we have the bus stop right out front, which is amazing.
their norm is like unnormal to me. When I'm talking to them up front, they be like, I'm tired, you know, I ain't been in a while because I got a lot going on. I was like, you got a lot going on? But like, you still a kid, like, wait till you become an adult, you know? And so then when they come in, they start talking about everything that's going on, like experiencing death. Like, I never seen anyone get shot before. Like, I never seen anyone die in my hand. So a lot of the kids, you know, experiencing close death and witnessing murder, and it's like, oh wow, you know, it make you want to just hug them and like, what you need? Like, we have a really, really great group of teens right now who's not really experiencing a lot of resources that they might need, but they are experiencing a lot of things that the peers at their age go through.
I could talk to them about anything. I still call them all the time if I need help with something or want to talk about issue. Wally is especially good. He always has, you know, book recommendations for me to read, and Kyle is just like, I consider him a big brother or another father figure like to me, so I talk to him about anything if I'm having a problem. And Miss Belinda has just been, she's just funny. They would just have a good time discussing things and just having fun. I'd go and tell her about everything, the school week, everything, just go and talk to her about how I'm feeling. But I just am grateful to have the relationship that's more like a family.
Nowadays, suicide and bullying is up now compared to when I was going to school and when I was younger. So just trying to be, you know, that support, you know, for them. And whenever they want to come in and be like, hey, Miss B, can I talk to you for a minute? Or Miss Belinda, I got something to tell you. And once they feel that sense of you caring, that sense of well-being, and she's here to help, they just start giving you all the information that you will want to know and some information that you don't want to know.
Coming up.
They taught me how to be more free and more open and not afraid to be myself or to speak what was on my mind.
Boosting confidence and engaging creativity. A teen's journey to reaching their dreams. When Let's Talk Cincy returns.
Found out about MRC through a friend of a friend. And I've been going since 7th grade, so about 6 years. And I've loved the whole experience.
I don't think I had much faith in myself before I came here, so it gave me a sense of confidence, and I was excited that I was making stuff that was making me proud and that was personal to me, so it was definitely a wonderful experience.
The students have a wide range of experience. So some come in and they know how to use GarageBand recording software or Logic. We've seen kind of the full gamut of that growth. I mean, there's a couple students I have in mind that they weren't confident yet. Sean, he was, you know, not very talkative at all.
I did not open up, I did not sing, I did not songwrite, I did not do any of that stuff at all. And so after a while, of course, meeting the people, getting to know the people, getting to know the staff and everybody, I opened up and I did those things.
He has a brother as well who's a little more open. They were like kind of working on a duet together, but it was just kind of out of the blue after maybe a year of being here, and then seeing them progress where now Sean is more of like the talkative one.
Anytime she goes away.
A lot of our students didn't really know they would be interested in doing anything in audio in terms of speaking and doing radio, but a lot of them just love to talk. And I just had to learn how to bring that out of them. And once I figured out how to do that, they got more comfortable in actually wanting to be on the air. And then from there, it was just more like, hey, when can we get back in the studio? When can we record another podcast or another episode? And it made it more fun than it sounded like a chore, you know?
Jeremy, hit the beatbox. Welcome to 95.7 MRC. I am your host, DJ TJ, and the question today, I have 3 of my lovely students here.
I would just start to pick their brain, and once I figured out a topic they were really interested in, I would just hone in on that and be like, okay, how we're having this conversation out here, let's take this to the station.
If you could live in a gaming universe, what gaming universe would you live in?
Doom Eternal!
You would live in Doom?
And I would literally take maybe 2, 3, sometimes 4, and be like, let's go back here and we would set up everything on Logic Pro, and then from there I would just set it up and just have them follow my lead. And then once I got them talking, and it almost felt as natural as if we were talking up in the front space, and they started to enjoy that and hearing themselves on the microphone and playing it back, and they loved it.
It really helped my confidence in music because it was like, wow, I can do the things that these people out in New York and Hollywood, people I see on television are doing. It just was really inspiring, and it boosted my confidence and took away that shyness, you know.
I missed you is too much to ask.
I was super shy, I had stage fright. I was having a hard time talking to people, and it took me a few months to get out of my shell completely. But I think being here and being around them, they taught me how to be more free and more open and not afraid to be myself or to speak what was on my mind.
Everyone goes through different things, and some students go through things that I have no idea what they deal with at home. So for them to be able to come here, learn to be comfortable in this space and to be able to express themselves here, and not only that, but with me, you know, I can't thank them enough for just even being able to do that.
You see people come and go, but the main people always stay here, and just getting to know people, reaching out into people, telling them what I've been through and how, like, to fix some of the things that I've been through.
I'm always impressed by the talent. I think, you know, the older you get, you forget like how talented kids are, and they can pick up things really quickly. You know, I think people kind of think like, oh, it's just a kid, you know, it'll take them some time, which it does, certain things. The students, I think they might feel like I want to get it right the first time or right away, but things take time. So we, as a staff, try to encourage them, like, just take your time. You know, you don't have to know everything right now. And I try to explain to them, well, you know, I did this too, and this is what I did, and it took every day to get to this point, you know? So doing a little bit every day at your craft, that's when it adds up. Eventually you'll see the results of that.
I always thought about, especially black women in music and women in the industry, is that it's a very small percent, something like 2.5% are present within the industry. So I said, you know, I'm making a lane and I'm forcing myself into that pathway. But also, you know, people try to discourage you along the way. So I didn't really care what they said, but I was just like, I don't care, like, I'm gonna do it. And it's gonna even be more remarkable because so many people are trying to discourage you from taking this pathway. So I didn't look at it as a disadvantage at all.
I know that my goal is to go to the school of my dreams, which was Berklee College of Music. I got accepted, yeah. And yeah, my goal is to just go there, work really hard. Of course, I'm not financially, it's really hard as a student to go to a school like that. But my goal is to push through, go to that school and show my art. Rep Cincinnati, you know?
Coming up.
You have to have that niche and that passion to work in this field. It humbles you a lot, and you take life more seriously.
The lasting impact, how volunteers and staff are guiding students while also learning from them. Let's Talk Cincy returns in just a moment.
The nice part about being here at MRC, you know, but beside the students and interacting with them, is like, it's a team effort here. That's really kind of what I want to say. I kind of look at it as a band. You know, I've been in so many different bands, but it's true because you need everyone to make it happen. Because yeah, there's no, you know, you make the song sound good. You need everybody.
Even me as a person that's not musically inclined but loves good music, you know, I think it matters more that you can hang with a student or going on their session, they want you to listen to something to encourage them. Homework or just other things, just to be available. I think people having a consistent rhythm in their life of someone showing up, even though they may not be the most skilled at that, I think that speaks louder too. So for any adult out there, show up, because you still bring something, even if it's not musically like gifting or something like that.
You have to have that niche and that passion to work in this field, to work with youth, to work in a nonprofit organization. I've been working with youth in a nonprofit organization for over 15 years. It humbles you a lot, and you take life more seriously. You want to think before you act. I used to be act first, think later. And so now I'm always thinking first, taking my time to analyze before I act.
The students have taught me that don't be afraid to fail, and you ain't gotta be perfect and master everything before you try something. And seeing students say, hey, I'm here, this don't sound right, hey, check this out, this don't sound right. So the continuation of trying something and them hitting the walls is like helping me as a person that comes to volunteer to say, yo, we could have that heart and that spirit like a child to just really just be okay with trying.
We live in a new day and age where, you know, students or just people in general are getting paid by doing their passion in so many ways. I mean, there's kids getting paid for just gaming, you know? There's kids that are getting paid for just doing music that they love to do and uploading it on TikTok or SoundCloud, and they are becoming successful off of it. And they see that. They see their own peers or their own like people around them that are the same age as them, and it makes them sit back and realize like, wow, like that can be me. So there's nothing that can stop me. So them being able to come here and have that ability to be able to have that freedom of creation and expression, oh, the sky's the limit.
I've always been a person where I want to just help people. And then getting into music, that was something that kind of has always been around me. So this kind of encompasses like kind of all that I've done in the past, and it's kind of led up to being here. So I'm really invested in MRC, and I think part of that is the helping of the students.
What a great program, huh? The Music Resource Center, Cincinnati, located over at 3032 Woodburn Avenue in Walnut Hills. For more information on enrolling a student or becoming a volunteer, all you have to do is call 513-834-8304. Well, that does it for the program today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Curtis Fuller. We'll see you next time for another edition of Let's Talk Cincy.